A Naval Inactive Ship Maintenance Facility is a facility owned by the U.S. Navy as a holding facility for decommissioned naval vessels, pending determination of their final fate. All ships in these facilities are inactive, but some are still on the Naval Vessel Register, while others have been struck from that register. The ships that have been stricken from the NVR are disposed of by one of several means, including foreign military sale transfer, ship donation as a museum or memorial, domestic dismantling and recycling, artificial reefing, or use as a target vessel. Others are retention assets for possible future reactivation, which have been laid up for long-term preservation and are maintained with minimal maintenance should they need to be recalled to active duty. The Naval Sea Systems Command's Inactive Ships Management Office is based in Portsmouth, Virginia. There are NISMFs in Bremerton, Washington, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In addition, parts of Norfolk Naval Shipyard and Puget Sound Naval Shipyard are designated for the storage of inactive nuclear-powered vessels. Inactive ship facilities in Suisun Bay, James River and Beaumont, Texas are owned and operated by the Maritime Administration under the Department of Transportation. Vessels moored at NISMFs, following is a short list of vessels currently being stored at the facilities. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania equals. As of April 8, 2013, USNS Hayes, stricken, to be disposed of, USNS Mohawk, inactive, out of service, in reserve, USS Boone, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Boulder, stricken, to be disposed of, USS Cannon, stricken, available for donation as a museum and memorial, USS Carr, possible foreign sale, USS Charles F. Adams, stricken, available for donation as a museum and memorial, USS Charleston, inactive, out of service, in reserve, USS Doyle, stricken, to be disposed of by the Security Assistance Program, USS El Paso, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Hawes, inactive, out of commission. USS John F. Kennedy, to be determined, USS John L. Hall, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Clackering, possible foreign sale, USS Mobile, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Nashville, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Shreveport, stricken, to be disposed of, USS Stephen W. Groves, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Thomas S. Gates, stricken, to be disposed of, USS Ticonderoga, stricken, available for donation as a museum and memorial, USS Underwood, possible foreign sale, USS Yorktown, being scrapped. Bremerton, Washington equals, USS Dubuque, inactive, out of service, in reserve. USS George Philip, stricken, to be disposed of via foreign military sales, USS Independence, stricken, to be disposed of, USS Jarrett, stricken, to be disposed of, USS Kitty Hawk, inactive reserve, out of commission, USS Sides, stricken, to be disposed of via foreign military sales. Pearl Harbor, Hawaii equals, USS Duluth, stricken, retain as logistics support asset, USS Durham, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Juneau, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS San Jose, stricken, to be disposed of, USS St. Louis, inactive, out of commission, in reserve, USS Tarawa, inactive, out of commission, in reserve. Ships previously held equals, USNS Able, Military Sea Life Command, Special Mission Ships, USS America, used as a live fire and evaluation platform, sunk in a controlled scuttle on May 14, 2005, USS Austin, International Shipbreaking Limited, Brownsville, Texas, scrapping completed, September 10, 2010, USS Connolly, sunk as a target on April 29, 2009 as part of a joint fleet exercise, USS Coronado, sunk as a reef in the Pacific, USS Edson, stricken, donated as a museum memorial. Now museum in Bay City, Michigan, USS Forrestal, sold for scrap for 1 cent to All Star Metals, Brownsville, Texas, USS Fort Fisher, dismantled as of 12,011 United States dollars. Fresno, sunk as target September 15, 2014, USS Kilauea, sunk in live fire exercise, USS Niagara Falls, sunk in live fire exercise, USS O'Bannon, sunk as training target on October 6, 2008, USS Puget Sound, ESCO Marine, Brownsville, Texas, scrapping completed, March 3, 2009, USS Racine, awaiting disposal, USS Ranger, sold for scrap in 2015, USS Saipan, scrapped as of 22,011 United States dollars. Trout, ESCO Marine, Brownsville, Texas, scrapping completed, February 27, 2009, USS Vincennes, disposed of by scrapping, dismantling. See also, National Defense Reserve Fleet. References. This article includes information collected from the Naval Vessel Register, which, as a U.S. government publication, is in the public domain. External links: U.S. Navy Inactive Ships Program Office, official list of inactive U.S. Navy ships, official list of stricken U.S. Navy ships, NavSource Online.